How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful, B. Thanks for taking the time. You ready to do this?
Yeah, sure.
My guest is beabadoobee. The new album, Fake It Flowers, is available now. Welcome. Hello. Thank you so much for taking the time, B.
Thank you for having me.
Where are you right now? I'm assuming London?
Yes, London, in my studio.
So you're wrapping up your day. It's evening hours, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Aren't you impressed with how smart I am about the time changes and time zones and all that?
Oh yeah, very impressed. It's 17 past 6. Mm-hmm.
So I have to ask you a stupid interview question that you are probably very, very tired of hearing. Beabadoobee. How and when did you become beabadoobee? Because your real name is Beatrice, right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't really expect any of this to happen. So when my friend Oscar, who at the time was helping me like release all my music, he was like, "Oh, you need an artist name," and I was like, "Just call it my Instagram name." And I had like a second Instagram called beabadoobee. It was just for me and my mates, and then it became my artist name for life.
And yeah, now you're stuck with it forever and ever. It's a great name. I love it. It's just fun to say it. Makes you feel good.
That's good.
So I just played your very first song, the very first song you released, Coffee, on the radio. And something incredible has happened with the song. An artist named Pao Fu samples your vocals in his song, Deathbed. And it's just huge.
Yeah.
At last check, it had 350 million views on YouTube. It's huge on TikTok. What does that feel like?
It's overwhelming, but pretty cool. I think at the beginning it was like, oh my god, this is like kind of so strange. I didn't really expect all these people listening to like the first song I'd ever written and it to be like, remixed. But I generally think it's pretty cool, and I think it's sick that it's given me lots of opportunities, and I'm glad like the music's out there in the world for people to hear.
How does a collaboration like that happen? I'm assuming he has to ask your permission.
Yeah, so he made the song, and like it was released on SoundCloud for a good while, and I hadn't known of this. And then when he wanted to put it on like Spotify and like streaming sites, he asked my label, and I listened to it and I was like, yeah, sure, you could put it out, just like not thinking it was gonna be massive, but it's okay. It's sick.
Yes, it is. Now, this is none of my business, and tell me to shut up, but is there any monetary benefit for you for the song being so huge?
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Well, that's a good thing. That's sick.
It is very sick.
Speaking of TikTok and YouTube, do you have much time to spend on social media at all?
Oh yeah, because obviously like everyone was stuck at home on my phone, and I post a lot on social media. Mm-hmm.
What's the current state of lockdown in London?
Currently it's like the pubs are open, but you can only drink outside, and like restaurants open, you can only eat outside.
What's the drinking age where you live?
18, yeah.
And you are at least 18, right?
I'm 20.
Ripe old age of 20. So would you call Coffee an accidental hit? Because somebody told me that the music industry, music was supposed to just be a side gig for you. I think you wanted to be a nursery school teacher?
Yeah, I still am a school teacher.
Yeah. So you just have a love for kids, obviously.
Oh yeah. I have a little brother. I think he'd be really cool to be a teacher. I did like teaching assisting in a primary school, and I found it really fun. Yeah, maybe in the future, who knows?
Well, I guess the music industry and being a nursery school teacher are similar. I mean, both industries, you're going to see lots of temper tantrums and see lots of tears, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
B, I know you grew up in the UK. How old are you when you moved with your parents from the Philippines?
I moved here when I was 3.
Do you know much about Filipino culture? Do you know much about the music of the Philippines?
Yeah, I mean, like, I visited the Philippines like every year up until like 2015, and then I visited like 2 years ago. And my parents play like OPM around the house, especially when I was growing up. And
that stands for Old Philippine music, right?
yeah, original Pinoy music.
Original. How would you classify the genre? What's that style of music like? I'm not familiar.
I guess it's like really ballady, and like this amazing band called like Apple Hiking Society, and it's like after listening to them recently, like, I realized how much I gained influence from listening to their music when I was a kid, and how I write my songs with it. Yeah, that's sick.
And I've sick. And I've heard that karaoke is just huge in the Philippines. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I love my parents love karaoke. My mom does like karaoke at least like twice a week or something.
Well, I don't think it's fair for a professional musician like yourself to do karaoke. You make the rest of us sound horrible.
No, I just sit and watch sometimes.
Has anybody ever done your song at karaoke? One of your songs?
Yeah, one time I heard my mom doing karaoke to like my whole EP, Love One.
Oh no.
Like singing all my songs of Love One, and like all those songs are about my boyfriend. So I was like that, just sitting down, like, oh my God, stop.
That's a little bizarre. Speaking of your mom and your parents, are they supportive of your decision to pursue music, at least for now?
Yeah. Yeah, they're really supportive. They're like the best ever.
Well, that's awesome. B, I'm going to play a song on the radio from your Patched Up album. The track is If You Want To. What is the song about? It's certainly a lot more serious than Last Day on Earth, which we're playing here on my radio station. Because if you want to, you talk about having bed bugs in your mind.
I used to have like really bad sleep paralysis, and like I struggle to sleep a lot till now. And yeah, it's about that.
What exactly is sleep paralysis? That's where you wake up, you just can't move?
Yeah. It's like I had this terrifying dream, and I woke up and this guy was just like on top of me, like pinning my hands down. I couldn't move, I couldn't breathe.
Oh my God.
Like, yeah, it's horrible. I had it like a few times and then it stopped. So yeah.
So how would you describe the song? What would you say the song is about? Because I know that's part of it.
It's about like kind of needing someone to be constantly there with me. I have like a dependency issue that I'm working on. But yeah, no, I think a lot of people think it's about love, but it's generally just like how, like, how I stay up at night with like everything that goes on in my mind. Yeah.
Well, thanks again for taking the time, B. Congratulations on the new album, Fake It Flowers. Do you have any idea if you'll be able to tour to support the album?
Yeah, at the end of the year, I've got a tour around the UK, so hopefully that will happen, despite the current situation.
Have you ever visited the United States?
Yeah, I went on tour with Claro, like a few years ago. Yeah.
Love Claro, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
she's great.
Well, you are a delight. I expect to see you in the music business for quite some time.
Thank you. I'd like to think that.
So what are you doing now? You heading down to a pub?
Yeah, I actually am.
Well, enjoy. Cheers.
Thank you.
B, thanks so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. Take care.